And during the Civil War, there were soldiers and the Buffalo Soldiers. But who were they, and did they have ties to Huntsville? Well, I met with a Huntsville historian who knows Buffalo Soldiers history very well.
Black History Month on Fox 54 is sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Hampton?
I am Mr. Hampton.
He had a passion for history as early as 5 years old.
Would read encyclopedias or any book I could find.
William Hampton grew up in a neighborhood enriched in history where he lived 10th Camper Hill, where the Buffalo Soldiers once resided. During the Civil War, African Americans couldn't serve alongside white troops.
This was the United States in the 19th century, and we were living under segregated laws.
So that applied even in war?
Yes.
Even if the strongest troops were African American?
That's true.
While fighting in Cuba during the Spanish-American War, yellow fever, malaria, and other sickness broke out amongst the troops. That's when it was decided troops like the Buffalo Soldiers needed to relocate, and in the whole country, 2 places were chosen: West Point, New York, and Huntsville, Alabama.
Had clean water, clean air, pure springs, and there were several hot springs and sulfur springs in the area.
But when they came to Huntsville, the welcome wagon wasn't present.
When you see someone in the armed forces, you know, you say thank you for their service. Do you think they ever got that recognition?
One letter says that we're being shot down like dogs in the middle of the street by citizens of Huntsville. Hearted and cowardly whites to lay in wait at night and murder the members of the tents. The murderers being promised, as I've been told, a handsome ransom. Brooks and Garrett, those are 2 of the 10th Cavalry members, I'm sorry to relate, were the first victims of the conspiracy. Those who did not regard them as human beings, they had to, they still had to come back to a country with segregated laws, where, back when they came to Huntsville, weapons were taken from their arms were taken, and there were pleas to the President of the United States to return our arms.
Weaponless and misunderstood, but Hampton said the tougher battle was fighting the enemy of the U.S. and the enemy within. But some did stand with the Buffalo Soldiers. Several
White troops spoke up on their behalf. One stated that he says, I don't necessarily like Negroes, but the war would have been lost had it not been for the bravery of the 10th and 9th Cavalry.
Buffalo Soldiers face battles in and out of combat. I asked Mr. Hampton why they would even want to be a part of a military.
The American dream. So there was always hope. These are people who believed in America. They believed in the promise. And all the way up to when Dr. King, stated, we want America to live up to what she wrote on paper.
If they were still alive today, do you think they'd be happy, or do you think that they'd see the promise fulfilled? How about that?
They would feel that there's progress and we're headed in the right direction.